Hey everybody, welcome back to the Kids Kitchen Show. Today we are making rice and bean bake, a little mélange. This is how I also clean the kitchen, the fridge sometimes. I kind of see what's around and then what can I do to combine. And this is one of the dishes that I do when I have some beans and rice and just a couple of other ingredients, as you'll see. So it will be a one bowl dump as well. So as you will see, it's very, very easy. Okay, so we have rice, and this is my mixed rice of black rice and brown rice and quinoa, but it's just what we have left over. So whatever you have, it's just fine. A couple of cups of that. And this is white kidney beans, but you can use any beans you like. 1 can of that. Sour cream, we have a little bit left in here. Like I said, I'm using up things that we have left over. So I'm gonna use, this is probably a 1/4 cup of sour cream, some grated cheese, cilantro, and this is actually, this might be the secret ingredient. It's salsa made with apple and Riesling. It is very unique. It has no tomato. It's not like regular salsa, but it has that combination of sweetness and tanginess. It's really good. So I'm gonna put this in with everything else. A couple of eggs, and I'm gonna grate some zucchini because I'm always looking for a good way to incorporate more vegetables into everything that we eat, because why not, right? Vegetables, fruits, good for the body, good for the soul. And when we have it, why not incorporate it? So let's actually do it. Now, I'm gonna move this aside and then get the bowl over here. Here's the dumping part. So rice goes in, a couple of cups, beans, and sometimes I actually use the stand mixer for this too, but today I'm just going to actually use my hands. Sour cream. This is the best sour cream. It's actually creme fraiche, Snowville, right? If you live here in Ohio, this is local, grass-fed deliciousness. I'm going to use just half of the cheese that I have out here, so probably about half a cup, and then I'm gonna save the other half to top the bake. Now, the salsa. I could probably use the rest of this. This is half of the jar, but I'm probably going to maybe use half of this for now. Just, I like to finish things. Are you like that too? So this is a lesson in constraint. I'm not gonna use all of it, and I'm gonna be okay with it. I'll put the rest in the fridge for another time. So this is probably about half a cup of this salsa. And then a couple of eggs. One of these days I'll learn how to crack eggs with one hand. Have you done that? Do you know how to do that? Is there like a super easy way to do it? I just don't want the shells in there. And then I'm gonna also use half of this cilantro and then do the other half as garnish on top. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and chipotle powder, just to give it that nice smoky flavor, make it Mexican. You just heard the oven being heated at 350 because we're actually just going to put this in a baking dish and bake, and that's it. Like, so easy. Okay, so we're gonna make this really well, and then grate some zucchini and then put it in there too. Okay, so let's grate some zucchini. Did you know that zucchini in Europe is not called zucchini? They call it courgette, which is French for probably squash. They do that with a few things, right? They don't call eggplants, they call it aubergine, which is also French. They don't call Swiss chard, they call it silver beet. We found that out in New Zealand when we were living there for a while, because I was looking for stuff in the grocery store and I couldn't find things. because they call things differently. Beets they call beetroot, which is pretty normal, pretty similar. But yeah, courgette, aubergine, silver beet. Arugula is rocket. It's not arugula. So in case you go somewhere else, those things matter, right? Like same language, same English, but they call things differently. So this is probably about 1.5 cups. That was, as you saw, like a medium-sized zucchini. You do not have to use this, or you can actually, you know, do grated carrots or grated beets. Beetroot would be yummy as well. You can also add kale, chopped spinach. I think maybe just any vegetables that you like would go pretty well. I think zucchini goes really well with this one because it is moist and kind of just blends in with everything, right? Like that's why we can make zucchini bread. All right, so that is done, and I'm just going to oil up this baking dish and then put all the mixture in there and then sprinkle some cheese on top, and then we are done. We put it in the oven and that is it. I really don't feel like I'm actually cooking. I feel like I'm just putting things together, and then the oven does the cooking. Okay, so let's dump, just like that. If you have like leftover salsas, you know, any cheese that you have, it's just a really easy way to get rid of or to use up leftover stuff, right? And adding some vegetables in there just makes it feel fresh, just like a new dish. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top. Any kind of cheese that you like. You don't even have to do this. You can make this pretty vegan friendly, right? You don't have to do any of this. You can just do rice and beans and salsa and mix it together and call it a day. Seriously, that's done. Okay, so I'm actually gonna cover this with foil, bake it in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. Then if you want the top to be a little bit more well done, the cheese to be well done, just remove the cover the last 5-10 minutes, and then it will be exactly the way you want it.